Good morning again, students. Actually, the length of the video will be too long. That is why I am making another video explaining the pressure conditions. Okay. So, I explained in the previous video that there will be high pressure developed in the northern parts of India with light winds moving outwards from the area. Means they will move from land. And the winds blow over Ganga Valley from west and northwest, that is from the land area only. The weather will be normally clear sky, low temperature and low humidity and variable winds. Low humidity means that the air will be dry. We experience very dry weather during winters. Cracking skin is experienced. That just explains that the humidity is low. And the western disturbances will blow over the northern plains from west and from the northwest. About the western disturbances, I have explained shortly in the class that they are actually cyclonic disturbances in the Mediterranean Sea and give rainfall during winters to parts of North India. Now I am starting with the next, that is the hot weather season. Hot weather season means starting from March to May. And there is an apparent means it appears that there is a shift of northward movement of the sun. And the heat belt also shifts northwards. Children, but actually we know it is not the sun but the earth which is moving, because of which the apparent location of the sun, it varies. During summers we find that the sun is rising slightly towards the north, whereas during winters it shifts toward the south. So the temperature conditions during the summers, the southern part of peninsula and the coastal peninsula, they have maximum temperature of 35 degrees because temperatures increase. But the temperature goes on increasing towards northern plains. That means they are higher temperature, rather highest temperatures they are experienced over northern plains during summers. Now here the facts are given that in March the temperatures will be around 38 degrees in interior parts of Deccan Plateau, and in April 42 degrees in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh and 48 degrees Celsius in May in northern plains and northwestern parts of India. Like parts of Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, UP, they experience as high as 48 degrees temperature. And the highest temperature in summers is over the northern plains of India. See, the parts like Punjab, Haryana, UP, Rajasthan, they grow very, very hot. The north and northwestern India experience strong but hot and dry winds. And the name of these hot and dry winds is Loo. You must have come across this term in the past also. Loo is experienced over northern plains of India during the summers. And at the same time, dust storms, they are also experienced over the northern parts of India. And these storms lower the temperature temporarily. There will be a fluctuation in the temperature conditions, but it may bring light rain and cool breeze. Okay. Now the next important term given in your book is Kal Baisakhi. And you have to understand what this Kal Baisakhi is. Actually, localized thunderstorms are named as Kal Baisakhi. They are very violent winds. Torrential rain means suddenly, heavy rain pours in. And often they are accompanied with hailstorm. This is common during the beginning of the summer season or the rainy season. And at this time, mango showers are experienced. Now, what are these mango showers? These are pre-monsoon showers or rainfall, which is experienced in Kerala and Karnataka. And because they help in ripening of mangoes, that is why they are called the mango showers. Now, what are the pressure conditions at this time? There is a low pressure which prevails over northern India because the temperatures are very high. So, pressure lowers. And in the end of May, a low pressure area develops in the area extending from Thar Desert to Patna and Chota Nagpur Plateau, means over the entire northern plains of India, a low pressure area is developed. Now, see, the conditions are very favorable for the onset of monsoons. A very important term, burst of monsoon, is associated with the monsoons. It is nothing else but the beginning of the monsoon season. See, monsoons, they are pulsating in nature, means initially there are fluctuations. We find in the month of May, what happens is that we experience heavy showers suddenly, but then it declines as soon as it comes. Okay, so this fluctuation in the weather condition is because of the different atmospheric conditions actually. Okay, and the duration of the monsoon, all of you might be knowing, is around 100 to 120 days. That is, it starts in the month of June and ends by mid-September. And at the time of arrival of the monsoon, what will happen when the monsoon rains will or monsoon winds will reach the northern parts of India? The amount of rainfall and the duration of rainfall, it starts increasing. Initially we find there is a sudden onset of the rain and then it disappears, but slowly and slowly the quantity of rainfall and the duration of rainfall increases, and this phenomena is called the burst of monsoon, or also called the onset of monsoon. Now children, in your book they have given actually the movement of monsoon winds over the Indian subcontinent. I'll be discussing the map work separately with you. There this advance of monsoon topic is covered with the help of map. Okay, but at present just try to understand, it is simply the movement of monsoon winds from the Arabian Sea to the northern plains of India. So see, the low pressure is there in the interior parts of the land, that is northern plains of India, and so the monsoons, they advance and reach Mumbai and Kolkata, and it happens at in the beginning of June, between 10th to 13th of June, and slowly they spread all over India, means slowly the monsoon winds, they enter entire northern parts of India also. Entire India experiences the monsoon rain by 15th of July. Now this movement of monsoon winds, actually by 1st of June, the monsoon winds, they reach Kerala. And by 15th July, they are covering the entire India. But it happens just as, we may move. They enter Indian subcontinent in the Kerala coast, Karnataka, Goa and Maharashtra coast. But if you remember in second chapter you have done, Western Ghats are located there. They strike against the Western Ghats and give some rainfall to the coastal areas because they are on the windward side of the monsoon. But they are unable to cross them, and so they get diverted. After striking against the Western Ghats, they get diverted towards the Bay of Bengal. And when they enter Bay of Bengal, again they are advancing towards northern parts and northeastern parts of India. They strike against, or they come across the Himalayas. Like first of all, they strike against the Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills located in Meghalaya. And slowly they move northwards, further north and northeastwards, but they get trapped by the Himalayan mountain ranges. They get trapped by the Himalayan mountain ranges, which compel them to move from east to west, parallel to the Himalayas, give rainfall to the entire parts. Thank you very much. I'll take up the next topic in the next video.